The Oklahoma Sooners had their spring game this past Saturday. Atmosphere looked electric. Looks like there was a phenomenal attendance there. And there's a lot of juice around Norman right now. There's a lot of anticipation heading into year 2 of the Brent Venables era. A lot to take away from this game. Again, it's just for taking a temperature, not for making absolute statements. But the first thing that stuck out to me was Dillon Gabriel just emphatically making the case in front of everybody, his teammates, the crowd, his coaching staff, like, listen, I'm QB1. Okay, Jackson Arnold, he's the future here in Norman. On a slow news day, you could talk yourself into writing the headline, is Jackson Arnold going to be the starting quarterback at Oklahoma? Dillon Gabriel made it very clear. Barring a drop-off in his play or barring an unfortunate injury, he's going to be your quarterback in Norman. Through 3 touchdowns, he just looked experienced in that offense. He looked poised, he looked comfortable, he looked in command, all the things you want to see from a quarterback at his stage in this system. The best comparison I can make is he looked like a point guard in a fast break offense. You're playing quick, you're getting down, the court, you're looking side to side, you're reading the defense, but you're in control. You're not playing so fast where you're turning the ball over and making bad decisions. You're playing fast, you're playing in control, and you're distributing the football to playmakers. He ad-libs when he has to, makes plays when he has to with his feet, but he played in control and got it to the shooters. Got it to the playmakers again through 3 touchdowns. And the reason why this is important for Oklahoma fans, if this is the Dillon Gabriel that we see, who looks like he's under control and poised and leading the offense and spearheading the operation, taking that next step, quite frankly, that could be how Oklahoma has to win games early on. Now, I wholeheartedly believe the defense is going to figure it out. They will not look like they did a season ago. More on that in a second. But I believe this might be how Oklahoma has to win games. Hey, we might have to score 40 a game to start. Like first 4 to 5 games of the year, Dillon, we might need you to kind of lead the charge and throw for 4 touchdowns a game. Might be how we win. Okay, now, with that being said, I don't think that's going to be the sustainable formula as they get through the second half of the season. So forget the 4 to 5 game sample size. After they get past game 7, then I think you'll see a little bit more of okay, this is the Oklahoma team we can expect. But the offense, the sentiment is, might need to carry the load in the early going. Now, Oklahoma fans, make sure you're locked in here. We talk college football here every single day. We want you a part of it. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following me on Twitter as well as on Instagram. Just want to hear from y'all at JDPakel. So Dillon Gabriel, again, is emphatically your starting quarterback. But if you're an Oklahoma fan, if you're a fan of recruiting, let's just even take a step back, you love what you saw from Jackson Arnold. And we told you here on our live show this past Thursday, you're going to see Jackson Arnold flash. And it wasn't like you came away from the game saying, man, Jackson Arnold is emphatically the better QB. He needs to be the starter. Quarterback controversy. It's brewing in Norman. He could still be the most talented quarterback in the room. I think that's definitely a possibility. But you left saying, all right, future is bright here. If that's the guy leading us into the SEC and that's as his floor for what he's going to be, we're excited. Because he had that rope touchdown pass that was an absolute dime to Gavin Freeman. But he also had early in the game a little zone read deal where officials called him down. And, who's to say they're wrong for that? But he turned on the Jets and ripped off a 50-plus yard touchdown run. My man is emphatically a dual threat. If he can grow in this system, if he can grow in consistency, which you would expect he will, he's been on campus for like a milkshake and a fry, he's going to be really good. He's going to be really good, and you feel really good about that going forward based on the effort he put forward in this spring football game. So if you're an Oklahoma fan, you're like, all right, offense looks good, quarterbacks look good. I'm excited about the direction of this, but JD, what about the defense? Well, if you didn't watch the spring game, allow me to get you fired up. I mean, the defense, I think, just looked so much better. Just from the eye test. Listen, I know Dillon Gabriel threw the 3 touchdown passes. I know it wasn't perfect, but from what you were dealing with a year ago, this defense looks more confident in the system, far less busted coverages, far less missed assignments or misalignments, from my understanding. Again, just watching the broadcast. And I tweeted this out. They were going to be a much faster defense. Jaron Kanig, like a 10-300 guy. Deshaun McCullough, ridiculous 3-cone drill time. Deshaun McCullough was all over the field, by the way. I think he's definitely going to be your Cheetah when it comes to game one for Oklahoma, kind of that edge linebacker position. Peyton Bowen making plays on the back end. He's another freshman. PJ Adebaware, he's another guy, a freshman, making plays off the edge. They were so much more positioned athletically and alignment-wise to be successful. Just the personnel on Oklahoma's defense is better, it's faster, and that's important because, again, where are they headed? Oklahoma to the SEC in 2024. If your defense doesn't have elite team speed, it's going to be very difficult to keep up in that conference. But in 2023, if they can just take a step forward and capitalize on the personnel they have in-house, Oklahoma is going to have a real good chance now to make some noise in the Big 12. Everyone's talking about, oh, they were 6-7 and Brent Venables can't be a head coach. And like, that's all the outside noise, right? That's all the people that just sort of loosely check the box scores and keep track on the ticker. And they were going to say bad things about OU anyway. Oklahoma lost 4 games in the regular season by 1 score. Oklahoma's close. They're not far off now. And you have a quarterback based on this spring game taking another step forward. You have a defense that is improving personnel-wise, another year in the system for some of these guys. Like, the way this is taking shape, I think it's going to be a very bad fall for that crowd and a very good fall for the folks that appreciate Sooner football in Norman, Oklahoma, and across the country. So if you're in either of those categories, make sure you're locked in here. Make sure you're subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel. We talk college football here every single day, but a lot to be fired up about coming away from the spring game in Norman, Oklahoma. Nick Brake lifting heavy on the 1s and 2s. This is your show. Again, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at JD Piquel. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.